What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the B Team. You will notice that we are actually in our makeshift studio that we built with beer cans, coolers, and if you guys could see what is behind the cameras right now, holding up the cameras, because our dumbasses did not bring the tripods that we took with us when we were apart, it would be comedy. It would be comedy. So Mike's here in person. I'm in person. We got a good show for you guys today because we had Dallas stomping the Jets. We had a crazy Monday Night Football game last night going back and forth. Jags might be real. The Eagles are possibly the craziest 4-1 team, and I say craziest in terms of but they're just a bunch of high school girls. And you know, we have Mark Sanchez doing Mark Sanchez things, and we got to talk about the AFC North AFC North, because it is a crazy situation developing there. But before we get into any of the fun, great NFL talk from this week, please go down and hit that subscribe button. Let's get some comments in the chat. Let's get some comments, start the conversation. You know, the more you guys subscribe, the more you guys like our videos, the more we can give out stuff, the more we can give out giveaways. We got some cool Steelers giveaways that will be on the way. We got some signed pictures. We're going to have some jerseys coming. A lot of cool stuff on the way. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Mike, do you have some?
Number one, great to be back, Muller. It's been probably over 2 months since we've been in person. Obviously, you know, me being away, you doing your thing. It's nice to be back. Just want to shout out to you guys. I see you guys on Instagram, Twitter. Obviously, I don't have TikTok, but on Instagram, you guys are commenting. You guys are, you know, engaging in our posts, especially my top 10 quarterbacks. I knew that stir up a lot of controversy, and I still stand by that. There are some things I will change, but we appreciate you guys, you know, showing us the engagement. And just continuing to show us love. You know, we do this because of y'all. We do this because it's fun. It's our hobby. And this year's been great. I mean, I have no complaints when it comes to, you know, the recording side of things and what we've been covering and the engagement we're getting from you guys. So give yourselves a pat on the back. We got a lot more good stuff coming. You know, we're only now entering week 6, which is wild to me. We're entering week 6 of the NFL season. We still have so much more football to cover until, you know, February, essentially. So keep showing the love, guys, you know, and keep commenting. It's fun. It's fun seeing everyone go back and forth and, you know, show love on the pod. You know, it's rewarding seeing that we're doing something and people are following it for entertainment. So keep up the good work, and thank you, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into the show here.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's start in MetLife, Jet Life. Mike, I know you're going to want to talk about this, but I have a lot of stuff that we, from both teams, that we got to talk about. Obviously, I was there in person. Got a chance to see up close and personal what Aaron Glenn and the Jets had going on. I got up close and personal with what, you know, Dak MVP and Schottenheimer have going on. Eberflus and that defense looks solid. Ultimately, I think it was just the Jets' O-line, and this is what it came down to in terms of them staying in the game. The Jets' O-line was not able to contain the Cowboys' D-line, which has been non-existent. The Cowboys were the Cowboys, I believe I saw this before Monday Night Football, so it might have changed. So bear with me here. The Cowboys had the highest pressure rate in the entire NFL for Week 5 coming into Monday Night Football. We were the worst defense in the league coming into the game. How are you allowed? Now, I'll give Eberflus a little pat on the back here. The stunts they were doing, the way the defense played, you know, did they play zone basically the whole game? Yes. Were all the Cowboys fans, which most of the stadium was Cowboys fans, it was unreal. Were we all losing our minds the whole time watching Justin Fields just try to pick pockets? Dude, nightmare fuel watching this defense play. But I have zero confidence in them. But on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, I don't believe anyone can stop this offense.
It's Cincinnati, bro.
You
guys are Cincy of last year.
With a better defense.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. See, Dak Prescott.
Defense, yes.
Dak Prescott, we said it on last show, most disrespected quarterback in the entire league. Every time he is healthy, he shows that he's an MVP caliber quarterback. That's number one. Javonte Williams, best back in the league. Talk about finding a steal at a thrift shop. Holy cow. Javonte Williams, $3 million we're giving him, and he's running for hundreds of yards every week. Best back in the league right now. Go ahead and compare his stats to Saquon Barkley. I just want that one for fun. We got George Pickens running wide receiver 1, having better stats than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith combined. Run those stats for me while you're at it, Eagles fans. I mean, Steelers Nation's got to feel like a bunch of assholes. A bunch of assholes. I mean, how do you paint this guy, who's one of the most lovable guys on the team at this point, as a villain, as a cancer to a locker room, as a bad player? Brother, he's got the most touchdowns on the entire Cowboys team in an explosive offense. He's got 5 touchdowns in 5 weeks. He's dominant. We were sitting there in the stands and watching the Jets run single high safety, and we see George Pickens lined up with Sauce Gardner on the touchdown pass, and everyone in our section was like, oh shit, here we go, here we go, here we go. Dak releases the ball, and everyone just stands up. We're like, touchdown. There was no doubt. Sauce Gardner, great player. Never a doubt. You throw George Pickens up 1v1, it's over, dude. It's over. Now, just imagine this offense. Oh, and shout out to Ferg. 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks, 2 touchdowns on Sunday. He's got the 3rd most yards after catch in the league.
He's been one of the biggest difference makers on your team.
Yeah,
Not even George Pickens, Jake Ferguson has been one of your biggest upcoming rising players on the Dallas Cowboys team, which they need. We saw glimpses of that last season, but obviously with CD out now, he's really taken, he's turned the tide on the player of himself. It's just being that security blanket, getting open on those short passes. He's been incredible for you guys. And even Dak, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but Dak as well, man. The way he's been playing, I got to give Jerry Jones a little bit of love here, especially on the offensive side with the Javonte Williams signing, his patience, getting Pickens from Pittsburgh. And you could see, it's funny how these receivers are, when you talk about George Pickens in Pittsburgh, he had Russ throwing him. He had Justin Fields throwing him. He wasn't getting the action he needed. He was so sick and tired of not being able to contribute on offense. And now he's on a Dallas team that Schottenheimer knows he's pretty much a wide receiver 1 on a lot of teams. Why don't we use him? CD's not there. What's changed? I mean, you got to run the offense through him. You got to run the offense through Jake Ferguson. You got to run it through Javonte Williams. So I really like what I'm seeing from them. And again, without having CeeDee Lamb, one of the best receivers in the league, healthy and playing, they're really playing well, and I like what I see from them big time.
No, and I mean, you look at last week's game against Green Bay. I know it was a tie, 40-40. Defense looked absolutely shocking, but we've scored 40 points. We put up a dud against Chicago, but CeeDee Lamb left the game early that game. That changes the game plan. Tough to change game plan. I think it was a learning experience for Shoddy. I've said that for a couple weeks now. And they come back out against Green Bay, put up 40. Go to New York, put up 37. Could have been more. I mean, this offense is clicking on a different cylinder, and it's all down to Dak Prescott and his arm. He's running the ball. Dak Prescott has to be the MVP front runner. I'm sorry.
It's close.
Like if we're going to talk about most valuable player, right? It's him and Baker Mayfield. Those are my only 2 guys that should be up for MVP right now. Because when you put those guys into these 2 teams, no one else can really run those teams like these 2 are running them. No one can get out of these 2 teams what these 2 are doing. Right? So now I look at Baker. Yeah, he's without Mike Evans. Okay. He's got Igbuka. He's got a good offense around him. Bucky wasn't playing this week either, which is important. Both for my fantasy team and for the Bucks. So he was missing Mike Evans and Bucky this week. Yeah. Dak Prescott was missing an entire O-line. Dak Prescott was missing an entire defense. Dak Prescott was missing wide receiver 1.
To be fair, Baker is missing a couple of guys on the O-line too. There's some
Sure. But when I point out what Dak is missing, it's uncomparable to anything else in the league. And to think that he's going out there against a Jets team that I know they're 0-5. They're better than 0-5. No.
That was good.
No, but Mike, if we're going to look at the teams, so like, yeah, they're 0-5 right now. But if we look at the 1-win teams and them,
we might not win a game.
Jets aren't the worst out of them. Jets beat the Saints. I know the Saints won this week. Jets beat the Saints. Jets, I think.
I hope they don't. I hope they go 0-17. I hope we don't win a game. Go.
All right, yeah, let's get into the Jets. All right, but MVP front runners. Right? We'll get into the Jets in a second here.
Yeah, come on.
Dak Prescott is playing at such an elite level, and people tend to forget every time that, he gets injured or the team is really bad around him, right? There's injuries around him. Dak Prescott, when he gets healthy, when the team is somewhat put together, is always fantastic. He's always at the top of every quarterback statistical category.
And you're right, he is, every regular season he goes crazy, and I hope if they make the playoffs, I hope they go far. I really do, because that is the one monkey on the shoulder thing that all Dallas has, but more so Dak Prescott. He's going to get that criticism. He always does as a quarterback. You want to talk about MVPs right now. You know how I am with MVPs. I hate selecting quarterbacks as an MVP.
Sure.
I'll give you 3 people right now that I believe truly deserve the MVP and should be talked about.
Okay.
My number 1 is Puka Nacua. He's been incredible. The least amount of targets that he has received through 5 weeks, 9 targets. He has caught at least 87% of his targets. That was it. 9 targets, I think it was week 2. Ever since then, he's got over 10. He's got over 10 targets a game with the elite Devontae Adams still on the team. He's been incredible. He's been one of the best offensive players in the league right now. And what he's contributing to this team, being that security blanket for Stafford as a wide receiver 1 on the perimeter, it's been nothing short of an unreal year for him. I also think Stafford should be in that conversation too. People gave me a lot of shit for having him number 2 in my top 10 quarterback rankings. I know they just lost, but look at the numbers that he just put up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, quarterback wins aren't a quarterback set. Is that right? That's right, correct? Wins aren't a quarterback set.
They're not.
Be. Yeah, they shouldn't be.
They aren't. That's a team stat.
Okay, it's a team stat.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Because there's defense, O-line.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. I just wanted to make sure my memory was good. But, look at his numbers. Again, a loss against San Francisco, whose defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps them going.
Yeah.
You have Kyron Williams, who's a pretty good back. He's not elite, but he's good. You got Devontae Adams there, who's getting older, but he's still elite. And then you have Puka. Those are their only 2 weapons. Is that correct? When it comes to the perimeter. Maybe Tutu Atwell, once in a blue moon. It's kind of like the Jahan Dotson of the Eagles. He's been incredible.
I love the shots that are being taken at the Birds right now. This is crazy. This is awesome. I love it. I love it.
Nothing short of incredible what he's doing.
Yep.
I would say them 2. I would throw Baker in there because I think the resilience and the way he plays, the way he's making these weapons look, after a win against Seattle, who's also a very good team, and Sam Darnold has been playing out of his mind. JSN has been playing out of his mind. Those are the other 2 guys that is a great duo to have on your team. He's making Emeka Egbuka is by far and will win the offensive rookie of the year. It's not even close. Nobody else is going to win that award.
That's fair. I agree with that. Who else
will? He's going to win that. He's making Sterling Shepard caught a touchdown. Sterling Shepard is still playing football and his ACL is actually working. K-Dot's not even being relevant right now. The way that Baker is playing, yes, did he have one terrible pick against the Eagles? Yeah, he did. It was a bad play. But he is a winner. He is a winner. And he went with no Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans, Chris Godwin still attending to whatever injury he has. And he put up fucking 38 points on Seattle, who pretty much should have won this game. Comeback win too. I also think he's got to be in the conversation. Truly.
So everything that you just said about those quarterbacks sets me up for why Dak Prescott should be the MVP.
He's number 3 overall in the league right now.
Because we're talking about Puka, Matt Stafford, and Baker. Okay, let's look at the quarterbacks in that room. Because Puka, as good as he is, let's be honest, they're not going to give it to him.
They will never give an
he might get offensive player of the year, sure, but
So
they're not
sick
going to
of
do it. And
it.
that's fine. As long as we all know that that's going to happen, that's fine. Get him offensive player of the year, sure.
Best player of the year.
Matt Stafford and Baker. What you just said about them enhancing their teams and getting guys, the stats, right? They're bumping up these guys' stats. List the players that you said.
Emeka Egbuka.
Okay.
Sterling Shepard. Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Go ahead.
LA Rams. Who was it?
Stafford. It
was
Devontae Adams.
And Puka. Okay. Ryan Flanoy.
How do Flanoy? Everyone
went
says
for
Flanoy.
114 yards, Mike.
Yep, Ryan Flanoy.
Dak Prescott was sacked one time in both of the last two games for a combined 1 yard. They shouldn't have even been called sacks. The one was a sack just to get Micah Parsons on the board in that game.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott is working with no one in front of him, and he's taking no sacks. He's getting the ball out quick. He's getting guys that no one in the league knows over 100 yards. He's making George Pickens look like an MVP candidate. He's throwing balls into buckets, and he's playing with a team that everybody thought was going to be in the basement of the NFC East, which is fucking disrespectful when we have the New York Football Giants in our division, along with the Commies, who, let's not even start with them because they've been dreadful to start the year.
Yeah, it's been but big win. Big win. And I
guess
Jaden
big win.
Daniels
Big win.
is back. We'll go. Keep going.
But how can we possibly say to Dak Prescott without laughing our asses off in embarrassment that he is not in the top 3 at least of the MVP conversation? And I know that people are going to be like, oh, well, he's 2-2-1. Okay, well, he tied 40-40 against a team that everyone basically crowned the NFC champions this year after 2 weeks.
After 2 weeks, yeah.
And then he goes out and he has done nothing but put up numbers on his side of the ball. When we look at MVP, you have to look at their side of the ball. You can't be like, oh, Dak Prescott lost 37-45 that game. He can't be in the MVP conversation. I'm sorry. Was Dak Prescott back at free safety? Was he at linebacker? Did he have control of the 45 points they gave up? Fuck, no. This is stupid. This is a dumb conversation that ESPN's going to have, that Eagles fans are going to have. Oh, Eagles, Dak's fault. That's Dak's fault for his front office not getting him an entire defense of either white dudes or guys from Georgia that know how to play. My bad. Dak's bad. Sorry. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, let's go give the MVP to a guy that can only get his butt pushed through the O-line. And anytime he doesn't give the ball to Saquon, everyone's got an issue. Anytime he doesn't throw the ball to A.J. Brown, they got an issue, which we're going to get into in a bit here. Yeah, I'm so done with people disrespecting Dak Prescott, because go watch a game. All these people that disrespect him must never watch the Dallas Cowboys unless they're in primetime, which even then, you should be aware enough that when you're watching that game, that Dak's usually the best quarterback on the field.
He's living up to that contract.
100%. He always has.
Is.
He always has. People look at last year.
This is his best year by far. Hold on. Let me stop. This is his best year by far. He looks so much different in the pocket.
Yeah.
He looks so much more comfortable. Shotty's calling good plays. He's throwing receivers open, and it's just working. Everything is clicking because they just the receivers are doing their jobs. You know, you will have some of these players where the receivers aren't getting open. They're giving up after a route has kind of, they finish their route and the pocket's collapsing and they're just kind of standing there. They're not understanding zone coverage and where to find the soft spot in the zone. These receivers are working their tails off to get open, and you got to give them credit. Ryan Flanoy, Kevontae Turpin. It's not like Dak is just force-feeding George Pickens like Justin Fields is to Garrett Wilson. He is finding he's scanning the field. He is finding whoever it is, the open receiver, and he's just hitting him in stride almost every single time. Jake Ferguson, he's going to be there and he's going to be open because they got to worry about George Pickens. Yeah. Apparently, they have to worry about Ryan Flournoy now and Kevontae Turpin. It just is working. Schottenheimer is understanding how the offense needs to be run. And then you got Javonte Williams in the back, giving you 4 or 5 yards of carry almost every first or second.
Actually, I think he's at 7 yards of carry.
The offense just looks so good, and without pretty much a top 3 receiver in the league is injured, it's only going to get better. The defense is just, it needs to just be a little bit better every single week. We didn't see that last year with Cincy. They could progressively got worse every single week. It's kind of what we're seeing now. Kind of what we're seeing with Baltimore. We'll get into them too, but once they start getting healthy again, once CD's coming back, and the defense can maybe get more stops. They were running stunts on the Jets like no tomorrow with fucking 3 guys on the line, and the Jets could not block it. And I'm not going to shit on the Jets O-line that hard because that was probably their worst pass pro game yet.
Dude, they were dreadful.
Olu was getting beat a little bit. Offensive, pre-snap penalties. Well, I'll get into them, but I want to make sure to, again, yes, it's the Jets, but I still, I don't know. I regardless, I got to give the Cowboys their flowers because they just absolutely dominated. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. And let's get into the Jets.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Jets. I'm going to give you the floor here. Only thing I'm going to say is Jets fans are done. They're so done with this team. An old man that was a season ticket holder in front of us, it cracked me up, actually. We were up by like 25, I think, at the time. And he stands up at the beginning of the fourth quarter and goes, "That's it. I quit. You guys win. You guys win." And the one guy behind me who was a Cowboys fan goes, "It took you till the beginning of the fourth quarter to realize that this game was over?" And he goes, "When you've come to Jets games long enough, you realize anything can happen at MetLife. I thought something might happen. It didn't happen. I'm going home." And he got up and just left. It was the funniest thing ever. All right, go ahead.
It is true, though. Like, anything at MetLife can happen, but this team is doomed for a long time. They will always be doomed. They will never win.
No.
And you know what? I feel bad for Aaron Glenn, and I feel bad for the guys like Garrett Wilson. It just doesn't work. And I'm so sick of seeing the same product be put on the field every Sunday with slight hope after week 1 that, maybe we can be more powered on offense. Maybe Breece Hall and Braylon Allen can run down everyone's goddamn throats. Maybe Garrett Wilson could be the top 3 receiver in the league that he always should be because he's that good of a player. Yet, again, he's top 5 right now. This defense is an absolute joke. This defense that the Jets have, that has been their backbone for since the Mark Sanchez days. We'll get into him too. It's abysmal. Steve Wilkes, get it together. Get it together because you are not doing anything correct. You're not doing it. There are no stunts. It is straight up just rush the quarterback with your 4 and hope for the best. Yes, are we missing Quincy Williams as a weak side linebacker? Yeah, we are, and that's a big loss. Jamie Sherwood, you got to step up too. You have to step up. You just got a massive bag, and you played great last year. Yes, I know you're leading. You're in a good place right now with your tackles, but we need you in coverage too. We need you in coverage. But it goes hand in hand. When the offense can't even just get a first down, and it's a 3 and out all the time, the defense is going to let up points. It happens every single game. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm so tired of watching these guys play every Sunday. I can't let them ruin my Sundays anymore. I cannot let it happen. I'm so tired of it. Woody, sell the team. Please. No one likes you. You suck. You're terrible. You don't know what you're doing. Fans are not happy. They have not been happy ever since you became the owner of the Jets. Please sell the team. Sell it. I feel bad for Aaron Glenn because he genuinely does care. Tanner Engstrand genuinely does care. He wants to make a difference for the team. He lived through the dark times of the Jets. He lived through the dark times of Detroit. Something's got to change, and I don't know where to begin. I truly don't. One more thing. What have I been saying since the start of the year? You need to get weapons. You can't have just Garrett Wilson being force-fed 28 targets a game. Even though that's pretty much, he is the only reason I watch the Jets football. You went into this year with guys like Keenan Allen as a free agent, waiting to be picked up by somebody who is actually doing better than Lad McConkey right now on the Chargers team. You could have brought him to New York, and he actually could have made a difference for your team and could have helped out Justin Fields. It's not like he's going 50 yards down the field on a go ball. He's a great route runner. He's been known for his route running his whole career. He could have been a piece. Oh, I'm sorry. Nah, Josh Reynolds is good. We can have him as a wide receiver 2 in the NFL in 2025. Nothing on Josh Reynolds, but what are we doing, Darren Muji? I know it's his first year, and a lot of these guys are Joe Douglas guys, so we're going to see a lot of turnover. I think Brees is going to get traded. He's going to be gone. Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen are going to run the show. But there needs to be change, and it needs to happen soon because this team is only we're here. We're like here's the top. We're here. We're down here.
Yep.
It's only going to get worse. If whatever's beneath the floor, that's where the Jets are headed. I'm so tired of it. I'm so, fucking 0-5. Granted, yes, they lost one possession games, but good teams get over that and they win them. You know, when we play the Bucs and you have to stop them in a 2-minute drill, your defense is that good, and you bring in Steve Wilkes to do the job. Look at the Cowboys game. Look at the 2-minute. They had 2-minute drills and they scored.
Yeah.
How is that possible,
dude? The one right before halftime was so sick. So here's the thing.
God.
The handoff to Javonte, my dad's sitting next to me, and he's like, "No, why are we running the ball? Why are we running the ball?" And he breaks through the center, and I'm punching my dad. I'm like, "That's why you run the ball." That the Jets just like, it's what Breece Hall said last week. You know, teams come in here, they shoot themselves in the foot. The Cowboys didn't really shoot themselves in the foot too often, but then the Jets shoot themselves in the head. The Jets literally just shot themselves in the head in the first quarter and then never woke back up. It was, it was a weird performance from the Jets because I feel like that was their worst game of the year. By far. Just nothing seemed to go right. I felt like Justin Fields, when he was making good throws, Garrett Wilson, Reynolds, they were dropping them. There was a few that, Garrett Wilson had one, I think it was towards the end of the third quarter. And they had just kicked a field goal. I think it was a 20-point game. It's one of those, like, if he catches it, it's 13-point game. Okay, now we're in it. And he dropped it. And then very next play, Reynolds had one literally go straight through his hands in the end zone. And you're looking at that, and teams that win football in NFL, those don't happen. And if they do, it definitely doesn't happen on the next one.
Yes. They
right?
work off of that, and they... Yes, I don't...
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like... So, when I was watching the game, yes, Justin Fields was not perfect. He wasn't great. But I don't think he was as bad as what people say and are saying about him right now. I thought he actually had a decent game. I just think the O-line was fucking shocking. Now... You said something about how Woody Johnson, there has to be change, like you haven't done nothing, you got to leave. But
he does.
He owns Crystal Palace, okay? When I look at the Jets sideline versus the Cowboys sideline, the Cowboys looked like the home team with how many people were on it. The Jets sideline looked like a high school sideline, and there's no cheerleaders. I'm sorry, but Crystal Palace has cheerleaders. How do the Jets in the NFL not have cheerleaders?
Really?
There's nothing there. Yeah. They have nothing going on the sidelines. There's no excitement. You would think with Jets fans, the misery that comes with it, you would at least give them something to look at besides the football. And I'm not saying it has to be cheerleaders. I'm not trying to be a weirdo. Just give them something on the sideline. Like,
maybe another TV
get an actual
watch other games. That'd be great.
No, get an actual jet. Get an actual jet and put it in the corners. Do something, yeah. Or put the games on. The Jets fans were watching the big screens for the other games more than the actual game themselves. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, towards the end, it got a little boring. So all the Cowboys fans were hoping to keep the Eagles game on because the Eagles were just getting slaughtered down the stretch.
That's twice now they've done that. They take them off TV. They put a different game on. That happened Bills-Jets game. I'm watching at the bar. Boom, game's off. I'm like, nope, I knew that was going to happen at some point. Am I surprised? No.
It's just a weird situation, though, with the Jets because it's like, I don't feel... Jets fans want them to be good so badly.
That's it.
So, like, Cowboys fans, we want our team to be good so badly, and Jerry Jones does try and make moves that he thinks will help the team win. Granted, they don't always work out. Some of them do. Jets ownership, I just feel like never actually tries to make moves and changes. They just keep placing people into these positions, and it's just rerun every year.
It's just,
there's no, we were talking about with the quarterbacks how they enhance the team around them. There's no urgency. There's no enhancement on this team. There's no improvement. They just stay right here. They either stay here, and then towards the end of the year, they just die off. It's
like
so
they're
weird.
Scared to make moves, and like this is where we, Jerry Jones came to that conversation. In the offseason, it's like, why are you scared to make moves if you're in the position where you can win now? Why aren't you going out there and paying a little premium for guys like Keenan Allen and whoever's on the free agent market? It's like, you know what? We're just going to save as much money as possible, and we're just going to, I think we're fine. It's in the NFL. You're never look at the Ravens getting Derrick Henry. That made a big jump for them. All these teams are looking to get better. The Eagles are a great example. They will always find ways to get better. Getting Jahan Dotson, is it making much of a difference? It kind of can in a way. They find players that could just help them in certain aspects of the game. And I just feel like it's Woody gave the reins to Joe Douglas last year. Is he giving, is he having a say with Darren Muji in there? I don't really know. I don't know if he is, but my guess is he is. It's just so stagnant, like you said. Now, quick on Justin Fields. Jets fans did know this. This was going to be a roller coaster season with him.
Garbage time merchant.
Pretty much right now. And you're going to see a bunch of stuff online like it's not Justin Fields, not the problem. Justin Fields, not the problem. Like Lucas warned us about this. We knew what to expect. Like this was not going to be, we're going to be 5-1 and the one loss he had, he played abysmal like he just looked like against Dallas. Yes, he still does hold the ball. He holds onto the ball a little too long. The offensive line didn't really help him. You didn't see him scrambling as much as you did in the first couple of weeks. What Tanner Angstred showed his first week against the Steelers, go back to it. It worked. That's my problem is when you're trying to implement and you're trying to change and you're trying to find different ways to win, look back at the games where things were working. You go to Pittsburgh. Yes, I know it's game one of the first game of the season, and we put up 32 points. You were running RPOs. Justin Fields was using his legs. You got to fit his strong suit, and I feel like they're trying to make him throw more because they want him to get better as a passer, not just a guy who runs the ball, and defenses are going to adjust to that. Okay, if Justin Fields is going to run the ball, we're going to have a weak side safety. We're going to have a rover come on. We're going to have him on the weak side just containing him. We're going to have a blitzing the C gap or whatever. They just are not adapting to Justin Fields right now. That's what I see. And again, this week was tough because the O-line did struggle against Dallas. But they put themselves in this situation, and that's why I blame them. I blame them because Darren Muji, first year, you draft Armand Membu. What about Arian Smith? You drafted that guy from Georgia. Where's he been? I think he had one screen pass, but you're not helping out the team you're not helping out Justin by only having Garrett Wilson. You took Mason Taylor. Yeah, he's been good. He's had some good games, but you need guys, and they just have not had the balls to go get them. And I'm just so tired of every single year. You start the year, you have a little bit of excitement just to watch the Jets play some football again. The season is over. Yeah. Again. It was over after 2 weeks. And it's like, why do you even watch as a fan? Like, so people don't understand how lucky they are. They can watch their team and they have a sense and they have a reason to root for them. What the frig is our reason? To lose the number one draft pick? It's every single year. Every single year.
Yeah.
Go get Lenore Sellers.
I know.
Tank and get Lenore Sellers.
The best thing for the Jets fans and the team right now is that they're over in London.
That's the solution.
Okay. That was a different route than what I was going. But yeah.
Yeah, they are in London, thank goodness.
Yeah, so they're out of the country. Next week, the game is done at like 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's perfect for you.
I'll probably be sleeping. Who knows?
Yeah, you might even miss it. I know a Browns fan, actually, that woke up at like 10:30, forgot the game was happening. And at like 1 o'clock, he goes, I went to see, when the Browns were playing because I didn't get any updates on like the game starting at 1. And he's like, I didn't realize the game was already done. We lost. He goes, it was a perfect Sunday. Nothing was ruined for me. I had no wasted hours. But
Dillon Gabriel didn't look bad. I watched like probably the second half of that game.
yeah.
This is what we talked about before. I don't want to change. I know we got some topics.
No, sure.
Quick, but this is what I said before. Flacco was your number one, and he was gonna get bumped by one of these two guys, either Gabriel or Sanders, within 4 to 5 weeks. It was gonna happen. Flacco gave him the best chance to win, and then you make the change. It's not working. I thought Gabriel. It was boring. It was flat, but he made the throws, and I thought he looked pretty good. I don't think he had any interceptions. I could be wrong on that.
Oh,
but he was accurate. He placed the ball where he had to. For his first game, I didn't think he did that bad. Now, if Shedeur was in that game, he probably would have played all right too. Who knows? But I think the hierarchy of the quarterback depth chart of their team is correct. I think they did the right thing. Shedeur can play well. I think he will whenever he gets his shot. But I thought Gabriel looked fine. And I actually hope he gets a start next week because we could see, after his first game against a Minnesota defense that is a stingy defense.
yeah.
Who are they playing this week? They're playing Steelers. Okay, that's going to be a big test right there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll really see, kind of where he's progressing as a rookie. It might be ugly, but it also, that defense is very good where they can keep him. They could keep them in the game. They could keep him on the field. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough test coming into Minnesota. They were in London, but playing against Minnesota in that defense, it's a very good Minnesota team. I know they're missing JJ, but still, Carson Wentz can play football. He showed it once again that he can play football. Dillon Gabriel looked good, though. 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah,
had a chance to win the game. And I think it's going to be made easier for him moving forward because you got Quinshon Judkins playing great.
Yeah.
He went 23 for 110. And one thing I want to point out is every Browns quarterback that has had success in the last 10 years has had a good relationship with David Njoku. And yesterday, or Sunday morning, Gabriel had a very good relationship with that tight end. I mean, he went 6 for 67 and a touchdown. So if they can get clicking, I think that this team's going to be very good.
Harold Fannin as well. That's a tight end for the Browns. He also scored a touchdown. I think he was 4 for 4 in his receptions. One thing is they need to find a way to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. You're bringing a guy in like that, especially the year after the year he had last year. He hasn't done diddly squat, and you got to find ways to get him the ball because when he does have the ball in his hands, he is electric. So that is the one adjustment I need Stefanski to make is find ways to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. I know you're depending on a rookie quarterback to do that, but the tight ends will get open. Find a way to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Especially with Tillman out too.
100%. And working off of Dillon Gabriel, you mentioned Shedeur Sanders. And at this point in the year, there's some teams that'll be looking to make a move possibly at quarterback. I mean, you're looking at the Bengals. You're looking at the Raiders. I know the Raiders just brought in Geno Smith. He's looked fucking shocking.
Yeah, not a bad. It
horrible.
Would not be a bad idea.
Horrible.
For someone
and I mean, the Bengals are in a nightmare situation where they don't know if Joe Burrow will be back. They have a good enough team if they had a quarterback to make a push for the playoffs. I know that defense is still pretty garbage.
They need Jameis. Jameis fits perfectly in Cincinnati. They need to make the move for him ASAP.
Absolutely.
Because Jackson Dart is going to be starting the rest of the year.
100%. But that's what I mean with the Browns. You have an opportunity where Shedeur Sanders is sitting there, and you can move him to bring in some pieces, right? The Cleveland Browns are a good enough team if Dillon Gabriel can really push this team forward. If you go out and you're able to move Shedeur Sanders to one of these teams that's in need of a quarterback, you could bring in someone. You could grab some picks, right? Shedeur Sanders, I think, is a good quarterback in a tough situation where he's never going to play. Because if Dillon Gabriel is deemed in 5 weeks that he's not the guy, right, they're not going to go to Shedeur.
Why not?
They would probably go Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco again, just see the season out because it's over. They're not going to throw Shedeur in there and just run back what Dillon Gabriel just did. You know what I mean? They would be better off if they really believe in Dillon Gabriel, which they're showing now. And I think he did well, right? They're going to stick with him. And he'll probably play the rest of the year, barring injury. Shedeur Sanders, they should move Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, my thing is if you draft a guy, don't you want to see what you have in him? Because you got to see him at least play. That's why I think if they might go that route. If Dillon Gabriel, starts for about 3 to 4 weeks and, they're 0-, they lose every single game and he regresses. If he's getting better, okay, you got something. You know, you're seeing some type of progress early on in his career. I think, you know, you draft a guy for a reason. You want to see. It's not like the NBA where, you know, you draft someone and then you trade him right away, like the Luka, Trae Young ordeal back in the day. Like, I feel like you need to see what you have in him without, you know, friggin' like screwing up his value. Because there are teams that do need a quarterback, and they will. I guess they'll check in, but you never know if they actually are. I mean, there are other guys that are solidified out there. Because again, like Shedeur is I don't know if it's a project, but it's a working. It's not something where you're going to throw him into a system and you're going to have him learn the system in XYZ amount of days and then see how he performs. I think they need to see what they have in him. It's just preach to patience. Stay patient with it because it's only year one. He's probably not going to see the field, but it wouldn't hurt to see if they're 1-8, you got nothing to lose. You might as well.
Shouldn't Vegas be calling them and trying to get him though? That's in my mind, that's a perfect situation for Shedeur. I mean, quarterback play is god awful. There's been god awful. Mm-hmm. You have a very young running back. You have a good. I mean, the wide receivers, they're not super, but they're not terrible. Mm-hmm. And you know, Pete Carroll, he usually has a good line on both sides of the ball, good defense. I think the Raiders can be scrappy. Why not go get Shedeur? You got Tom Brady up there. Let Shedeur play, learn a bit, and if he's not the guy. At the end of the day, you were going to draft
a 7th round pick.
Yeah, you're going to draft a quarterback probably next year regardless, or in the next 2 years, right? So if you go get this guy now, it pushes off when you have to draft a quarterback because you can work with Shedeur for a year or two, and you can draft guys around him. And if you think he's not the guy, then you draft a quarterback.
I like that you said the Raiders because Geno is going to start. No matter how bad they are, like he will be playing. It's really what they want to do if they acquire him. Like, do they want him to, you know, do what he's doing with the Browns right now, but have him for the future and give him a shot next year? Or are they going to bring him in, kick Geno to the curb, and throw Shedeur in? I don't think that's.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would do that. I think that's the wrong move. I think if he goes there, though, it's not going to be the same situation because when he goes to the Raiders, he's no longer the 4th-string quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's the backup quarterback, right? He's going there to back up Geno, which at that point. It's probably Aiden O'Connell. Oh, sure. Like he's going there to back up Geno and then eventually take over for Geno. Mm-hmm. And if this continues, what Geno Smith is doing out there, I mean, he's regressed back to New York Jets football. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Like what he did in Seattle the last couple of years, look, it's nothing like what is happening in Vegas right now. It's actually kind of sad.
That team right now is
bad.
It's a crapshoot.
Bad.
And you got guys like Brock Bowers. You know, he's been hurt.
That doesn't help.
Even Geno, like you got to feed that man, bro. Like after the year he had last year, that is your number one. Yeah. It's not Trey Tucker. It's not Jacoby Myers. It's Brock Bowers. But they're in a weird spot because Ashton Genty, they drafted him so high. That is their guy. Like they need to feed him the ball. They need to just let him get accustomed to the NFL because he's got it. He's got the talent. But, yeah, they're a shit show. And poor Max Crosby's on that team, and he's been through this every single year.
I was hoping the Cowboys would make a move for Max Crosby.
That's a guy who just has shown loyalty to the Raiders organization. Yeah. You know, you got to give him credit.
Yeah.
But that is a guy that needs to be sought out after if he doesn't get a contract with Vegas, which I think he does. But
I think he just signed one.
Yeah, I think he just signed one.
Yeah, because he was one of the guys that pissed me off. Because he upped the market on Micah again, right? So we don't, whatever. All right, let's move on to the Eagles because
we really got off topic, man.
Yeah. The Eagles are in crisis mode right now. They had essentially a mini players only meeting with Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts for like an hour or two, multiple hours. Like how? Like what? How are you 4-1 and having this many issues? I feel like every week there's a new issue. I know the A.J. Brown thing has dragged on, but then you had Smitty last week talking. You got Saquon trying to do damage control after the game yesterday. Jalen Hurts just talks. Man, we just trying to be better every week. We're gonna just keep on pushing. Today was a setback. We're just gonna keep on pushing. He's basically Andy Reid. I don't know if you remember those press conferences when he was in Philadelphia. He's literally He just says the same thing week after week. So what's your relationship like with A.J. Brown? Now, I wouldn't answer that question either, but when you're wearing a toupee and a cream turtleneck, like, at least say like a real answer. Like, don't sit there and mumble through like a 10-minute long like filibuster. It pisses me off every time I see the guy. Jalen Hurts is... I'm speechless with what's happening right now. How can you be a quarterback in the NFL and have two premier wide receivers and a running back all be pissed off at you and be 4-1?
For me, it's Kevin Patulea needs to get his head out of his ass, number one. You got to give Saquon Barkley the ball a little bit more. But this is my theory, though. A.J. Brown and Smitty are definitely not happy. That's correct, right? They are.
Sure.
They're not happy with how everything is going, not getting the ball a lot. It's the conservative play calling, for me, is number one. It's the way that Kevin Patulea is calling these games. It's not the recipe for fucking success. And I understand what he's trying to do, but he's not doing it in the right way. The Philadelphia Eagles last year won games off time of possession and running the ball. They are still trying to win the game off time of possession, but they are not running the ball. They need to... Saquon Barkley should not only have 6 carries for whatever amount of yardage he had against the Denver... Also, we need to give them credit because that's a really good team, the Denver Broncos, and they played so well. That defense was great. That offense also played great as well. But the play calling is so conservative. Is it because he doesn't trust Jalen Hurts throwing the football downfield? I don't know. That's a whole different conversation. But you have one of the better backs in the league in Saquon Barkley, and there has been no scheme to get him open and to get him running the ball. Because it's not like the O-line has changed. Yes, Landon Dickerson got hurt, but your defense played pretty well. Like, I had no issues with how the defense played, but it's just a very bland, boring offense that has worked for them, but can catch up to them, if that makes sense.
But, Mike, this is where I'm lost. Because, and listen, I've been guilty of it. Others are guilty of it. Eagles fans are guilty of it. Kevin Patulea is in a situation where he cannot win. There's no winning. The last 2 weeks, not this game against the Broncos, because we just talked about Saquon only had 6 touches, but he let Jalen Hurts let loose. He threw for 280, 2 touchdowns. Devonta Smith had 114, Saquon had 58, and A.J. Brown had 43. They combined for 1 touchdown, right? The last 2 weeks, the previous 2 weeks against the Bucs, and who'd they play? The Rams? Saquon Barkley had 18 carries and 19 carries, I think. Right? So he gave him the touches, but didn't let Jalen Hurts throw the ball. And I get that. But when Jalen Hurts throws the football, people have an issue. When Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the football, people have an issue. Yep. There's no winning for this guy in this situation. Jalen Hurts is allowed to throw the football this week. A.J. Brown's still pissed off. He isn't allowed to throw the football the week before. A.J. Brown's still pissed off. At what point do we just get A.J. Brown out of the building? You brought in so you got Jahan Dotson and what's his name that they just brought in from the Texans?
John Mechie.
John Mechie. You have guys in the building that you've proven you don't need wide receivers to win. Philadelphia, you don't need wide receivers to win. Yeah. So why are we holding on to a guy that clearly is a cancer to that locker room? Now, I know it's a guy that's premier wide receiver. If he goes somewhere else and he's in the right mindset, he could be the best wide receiver in the league. I get that. But at what point is it going to hurt your football team? Because it's starting to hurt your football team. And when you're having player meetings between 3 guys that go on for hours trying to mend a relationship as a 4-1 football team, Philadelphia will never make sense to me. It makes 0 sense. When Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, and A.J. Brown are on the football field together and played the entire game, do you know how many times they've lost, Mike? 0. They're like 44-0. And they have issues. They all hate each other. They're a bunch of high school girls. They all hate each other because one guy had 115 today and I only had 50, but we won. Saquon Barkley got 19 touches and I only got 5 throws today. What's up with that? I don't know A.J. Brown. He's a running back.
But it's true. It's
like, what are we talking? It's stupid. It's stupid. This whole situation is stupid. Go ahead.
Ethan and I were talking about this. It's like, Would you rather be a guy on a 4-1 team who, is not throwing up numbers, or you could be a guy like Garrett Wilson who's on the Jets and is 0-5? What would you rather pick? Well, I would rather win football games and get 2 targets, but we win football games. What's the end goal? This is it. This is the end goal. It's this. It's the ring, which he has won. And credit Jalen Hurts because he played so well in the Super Bowl that he got him that ring. Now, he's such a, I don't want to get into this grading quarterback stuff because the dude finds ways to win, but has it been blown out of proportion? We all could say yes. It's been blown out of proportion. Jalen Hurts isn't doing the 99% of what every other quarterback in the league has to do to win games.
Yes.
They have such a good defense. They have such a good O-line. They have such good weapons. And it's fine that he doesn't have to do it. But when he is called upon the job to do it, I think last week was one of his better weeks throwing the football.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like he's throwing deep crossing routes and deep go balls. He had one to Devontae, which was a great throw. He's just dinking and dunking. That's it. And I think that's why he gets scrutinized so much by guys like myself too, because it's such a boring offense to watch. And it was fun last year because Saquon would find ways to just break one off. Yeah. I think what Kevin Patullo needs to do is to have a game where Jalen Hurts is throwing 35 to 40 times a game and see how he throws, to see if you can actually trust him to throw the football, because I don't think he does.
But this is the thing, Mike. They don't need to. They don't need to. They don't need to throw the football to win football games. Philadelphia fans are not upset with the way they play because what do? They win. Because the Eagles fans are a fan of the team. They're not a fan of the players. They're a fan of the team. They care about the win, the results. They want rings. They want wins. Correct. They want to beat the Cowboys. They want to beat the Commanders. They want to beat the Giants. Yeah. And I don't blame Eagles fans for that. Right? That is exactly how I am with the Cowboys. I don't care how we win. I just want to win. Mm-hmm. But the players, not only do they want to win, they want to be the best in their position.
Correct.
A.J. Brown against the Rams had 6 receptions, 109 yards, a touchdown, and 3 third-down conversions. He was dominant. And then they came out and didn't even look his way the next game. Then they come out last game, and the only reason he was getting throws is because this is a common theme with Philadelphia. Whatever is in the news and circulating in the papers, right, about their issues, they go out and try and prove them wrong the next game. I'm surprised that he only had 53 yards, but I'm not surprised that one of them had over 100.
And this is my thing, too. It's not like this team has too many mouths to feed. I don't believe that.
They don't. They have 3 guys.
They have Devontae, AJ, Saquon, Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert has been very good for Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying he's a top guy in the league, but he's been a very good guy for Jalen Hurts.
But when's the last time you've heard Dallas Goedert complain that he's not getting the ball?
Never.
Never
heard of it.
Right? They have 3 mouths to feed. And Saquon, I really don't even think Saquon cares as long as they win. Yeah. He's got 2 mouths to feed. Figure out a way to make both of them happy.
At the end of the day, and people might disagree with me, Saquon Barkley is the heartbeat of your team. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's not A.J. Brown. It's not Devontae Smith. Saquon Barkley was the reason that you guys went that far last year. Actually, the backbone is your offense, or is your offensive line. Your heartbeat. The guy that you run the offense through is Saquon Barkley. Get back to that. Mm-hmm. That's what won you the Super. That's what got you to the Super Bowl, essentially. Jalen Hurts didn't have to do shit in the playoffs. It was Saquon Barkley and the O-line that got them there. Get back to it, Kevin Patullo. Line him out near the slot. Put him out as a receiver. Get him open in space. Yeah. He can run routes. He can catch the ball. That Saquon Barkley is one of the most talented players in the NFL as we speak. Yeah. You have to find ways to get him the ball. Yeah. None of this shit would matter as long as if Saquon Barkley was just carrying the team, because he clearly can. It's that simple, and I don't know why they're overthinking it so hard. Kevin Patullo, get your head out of your ass, and if you want to win football games, yes, you just lost to Denver. Give them credit; they're a really good team, but you have to be a little bit more aggressive with your play calling. That's my biggest takeaway from what I've been seeing from this team. And again, we talked about, everyone said this about the Lions too, correct? Ben Johnson's gone. He's a mastermind, genius, guru, and this whole offense is going to change. That OC came in, followed right in his footsteps, doing some trick plays, making Jared Goff throw, still using the run game. It doesn't look different. Kevin Patullo should take something out of Kellen Moore's book and contribute it to that offense.
Now, the one thing I will say with the Detroit Lions is
dominant again.
Very dominant. They're still dominant. They feed everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody puts up numbers.
Everyone's that good.
Yes. Philadelphia, you have 3 guys. Detroit's got 2 wide receivers, 1.5, we'll say, tight end, and 2 running backs. 5 guys they got to feed. And you know what? Every game, do you hear any complaints about not getting fed? No, because they all get fed. They all have an opportunity, right? It's on them to do stuff with that opportunity.
And that's where you got to get crafty, too, as an Eagles offense. When Saquon is getting the ball so much, run a play action. Get those guys open and get 15 to 20 yards.
And this is it's a little bit on Jalen Hurts just as it is Patullo and the wide receivers. George Pickens has better stats than Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown combined, and he had 2 catches this week. He had 2 catches. He has like 3 or 4 catches a week, and he's putting up better numbers than you guys. Why? Because the quarterback play is much better. The offense is being run much better and more efficiently. Listen, I know the Eagles are winning, but let's not act like they're more efficient right now than the Dallas Cowboys on offense. And on top of that, George Pickens is just playing better than both of them, right? Devontae Smith, I'll give it to him. Team player, playing great, roll tide. A.J. Brown, though, we're slowing up on routes. We're pulling up on short comebacks, right? Are you giving enough effort? Is Jalen Hurts being good enough at throwing the football? Is he being accurate enough throwing the football? Is he getting it out on time? He's holding the ball very long in the pocket. There was a play this week where he had someone wide open, could have scored a touchdown, and he put his head down and ran. Didn't keep his eyes down the field. I think it's a little bit on both of them. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really think it's on Kevin Patullo. I don't think Devontae Smith has anything to do with this. I don't think Saquon's got anything to do with this. I think it all comes down to, and their season's going to come down to this. Can A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts get back to an elite level? Who gives a shit if they're friends? Mm-hmm. But neither of them's playing at an elite level right now. I think Eagles fans would agree with me. Anyone who's watching the games, is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback at playing the quarterback position right now? No. Has he been before? Absolutely. He's been a top 3 quarterback in this league multiple times. Yeah, absolutely. But right now, is he? No. Dude, no. No. We said it on our top 10 last week. We can name at least 8 guys that are playing better than him. So, Eagles fans, have fun with that segment. Can't wait to hear from you, Ethan. All right, let's move on. Did you have anything else with that?
No.
Yeah, fuck them. All right.
Fuck them.
Dude, the Jacksonville Jaguars
are for real.
I know 2 years ago I said that we should kick them out to the UK, never let them play a single game. We should never bet on them if they're playing a game in the US.
They are for real.
They're real. They're really real. Very real. I was nervous when I heard that first Duval. He's real.
He's making a difference.
Trevor Lawrence, back. He's real.
Back.
Etienne, back. He's real.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at what is happening in Jacksonville is what Clemson saw and what Clemson wishes they had now. Because Trevor Lawrence and Etienne are running that thing. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter looks great. You got Brian Thomas looking great. They just stomped the Chiefs. The Chiefs' reign might be over. Might be dead. Kidding. But Jaguars are real, Mike. I'm going to give you the floor here.
Bro, you forgot the main part. That defense is incredible. Their takeaways. Bro, last week they had 4 takeaways. The Jets have 0 throughout the season right now.
Through their career.
Through their season, they have 0 takeaways. That Jacksonville defense is playing out of their mind. Trevor Lawrence, listen, you want to talk about getting beat up by the media and beaten up by fans? He's come back and shut a lot of people up. That was one. We said this, funny enough, back when he got that contract with Dougie P. I was for it. I'm like, listen, you might as well beat the top value market down the road where you're going to have to probably pay him $30 million extra. Pay him now because you drafted him number 1 overall. And yes, it was ugly. It was
Yeah,
ugly.
it was bad. It was
his
bad.
first 2-3 years in the league, but he looks awesome. And Travis Hunter isn't even that much of a factor right now. He's like a decoy out there, but he's going to get better, and it's going to happen. But Liam Cohen, getting him from Tampa, putting him in this offense, he changed it just like the Bucs offense. Tank Bigsby, we don't need you. Thank you for your service. All right, have fun. Go wherever you're going.
What a dumb move by Philadelphia. Has Tank even dressed for a game yet?
I think he's like kick returns, and that's it. Dude, they have
brutal
Philly's got
look for
too many
Howie.
running backs for no reason, but
Brutal look.
he saw Travis Etienne, Tootin as well from Virginia Tech. He's been a nice change of pace back, but he looked at Travis Etienne like he did Bucky Irving. It is paying dividends. He's been incredible. I think he's like a number 11 overall as a running back, but they just they're playing with some heart, and I think that's when you look at this Jaguars team, that's what I notice is. They're playing for a purpose, No one's really talking about them much because of they're the Jaguars. Like when you think of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you think shitty AFC South. Going to probably be in third or second place. They're 4-1 right now, going into contention for first place with the Colts right now. They have been playing hard they're playing for each other. And when it comes down to football, it comes down to having your guys back and going to war with your boys. That like you're going to war. I'm going to have your back. You better have mine. And you can see the energy that they play with. That's how they're going into every single Sunday. And guess what? That is infectious. Every single year, every single game, every single week, it's infectious. And everyone wants to play for each other. You're seeing it. They're 4-1. You're at the point now where you're 4-1. You're like, yo, we got a team here. Like, we can do this. We are good enough to make a Super Bowl. That's what they're thinking. That mental side of it. Is they are ingraining it. Whoever is running that part of the department, if that's even ran in Jacksonville, good for you because they are believing. And the more you believe in that shit, the more you believe that you're good enough, you're going to go out there and get wins. And they just beat Kansas City in Arrowhead, I believe. Did they play in Arrowhead?
No, it was Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville. Yep. They just beat them. And that's
yep.
not even the first time that they've had some close ruts in the playoffs about 3 or 4 years ago. Trevor Lawrence almost beat them in Kansas City. I think they only lost by 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming around, and I like what I'm seeing. BTJ hasn't even been where he's supposed to be yet. He's going to start coming around more. Yep. Travis Hunter's going to start coming around more. They did just lose Brenton Strange, but I really like what I see, especially on the defensive side. But Liam Cohen that's what this offense needed for such a long time. Dougie P, yes, his first year looked okay, but they've been missing that guy who would call the plays and actually believe in the offense, and now they have it. So I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, and people forget that Trevor Lawrence has gotten it done. If you remember the comeback game in the playoffs, so he has experience there. He's gotten it done. It'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward, as the Colts are currently the number 1 seed if the playoffs started today. So that division is hot. They are on fire. I know the Colts just beat the shit out of the Raiders, 40-6 or 40-3. So it's looking like Jacksonville and Indianapolis are going to be the guys to beat in that division. We'll see who can come out of there alive. But the Texans even looked good this week. I know they played an absolutely decimated Ravens team. But the Texans still look good. That's going to be an interesting division to watch. But speaking of interesting divisions to watch, the AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, and Mike Tomlin.
Process of elimination.
Dude. So talk about having the luck of the draw in this division. As long as the Steelers stay healthy, there is zero reason why they should lose this division. Absolutely. The Ravens they're basically playing Baltimore High School's football team right now on the field every week. The Bengals have no quarterback. They should go find someone at the local McDonald's to come play quarterback for them.
Go to Skyline Chili. Maybe
yeah, Skyline Chili, anything. Go find. Yeah. But they suck. The Browns are on a rookie quarterback, just benched Joe Flacco, lost a heartbreaker in London. Like, the division is just absolutely decimated. It's up for grabs. But the Steelers, 3-1, they're coming off a bye now. I do think the early season bye is going to affect Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Old guy. You know, the Steelers do have some older players. How's it going to affect them down the stretch, having such an early bye in the season? But 3-1 right now. They look good. Aaron Rodgers looks good, which has to kill you inside. I don't see a reason why the Steelers should lose the division.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, listen, good for him, I guess. I mean, whatever, fuck him. But process of elimination. If you just subtract each quarterback from each team, you got to win, right? Joe Burrow's gone, Lamar's gone, or Lamar will be back.
Who are the current quarterbacks in this division? It's Cooper Rush, Jake Browning for now, Dillon Gabriel, Aaron Rodgers. If I put those four up at the beginning of the year, do we even talk about this division? No.
We picked the Steelers to win the division.
100%.
Which is wild to us.
But, yeah.
I mean, I think the Steelers are still kind of going through a little rut, though. Like, yes, they're 3-1. They haven't looked amazing, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm not sold on Pittsburgh, if that makes sense. That could just be me being a hater, but they are 3-1. I give them a lot of credit, but it hasn't looked flashy, but they're getting it done. The defense is getting it done. Bringing in Jalen Ramsey, T.J. Watt, and Highsmith, who's the other guy? I forget. But the defense is playing.
Hayward.
Who?
Hayward.
Yeah, Hayward. There we go. Yeah. Cameron Hayward. Defense is playing great as usual. Offense is starting to find their groove. It's not like the offense is like high powered. It's
no. Oh, no,
it's nothing
Mike,
crazy.
I don't think that the Steelers are a great football team. They're going to make zero noise in the playoffs. But they have the easiest path to the playoffs. Right, yeah. 100%. 100%.
The last man standing in that division because whatever the hell is happening in Baltimore, whatever is happening in Cincinnati, like they're irrelevant right now. The Ravens are a 7.5 point underdog against the Rams.
Yeah. The only thing that's in the Ravens' favor right now is that they don't play the Steelers till the end of the year, right? So, like, the Ravens could get healthy and they come back and then, all right, you rattle off some wins, you beat the Steelers twice. Sure, like, that's how they could get in. But the Steelers, I'm looking at their schedule. There's a lot of wins here. There's a lot of close games that they could pull off. I mean, we got Cleveland and Cincinnati up next. If they lose either of those, I mean, we got to cancel this division for the year. Yeah. There should be no one making the playoffs from this division if they lose either of those two games. Then they got Green Bay, Indy, Los Angeles, and then they play the Bengals, Chicago, and Buffalo. Like, going into the first Ravens game, they should have no less than, 7 wins? 6 wins? They should be in the driver's seat for good for the rest of the year by the time they get to the Ravens.
Yeah, and what's happening in Baltimore now is sad. It
is.
Truly is because you got a guy that like Lamar who clearly wants to win, and him being hurt, him being out, him losing. Like, again, did they have a gauntlet of a schedule to begin with? They sure did. But you got to win against the Browns. You have to win that game, and they are digging themselves in a hole. What we saw against Houston. Again, it's not like Houston's high-powered offense either. They're really not that good on offense. They have Nick Chubb running the ball, and God, he looks like he needs to retire. And Nico Collins, who's an elite guy, but that's really it. It's nothing crazy.
No.
Like
CJ Stroud hasn't been great.
Yeah, he hasn't been great either. Like they're just mid right now. They're very mid, and it's Baltimore getting shit-faced, slapped in the face by Houston is a big wake-up call, and they need Lamar back ASAP. They need him back so badly.
Their defense in 5 games has given up 37 plus points.
Yep, problem.
The only game that they didn't was against the Browns, where they gave up 17.
Mm-hmm. And lost.
They won that one, 41-17.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
But I get it. Like, Bills, Lions, Chiefs, Texans. That's a gauntlet. Yes, sure.
Bills, Lions, Chiefs.
But your offense, your offense is putting up 40 against the Bills, 30 against the Lions, and 20 against the Chiefs. 20, that's a little sketchy. Chiefs can put up more than that, sure, which they did, put up 37. But you put up 30 points, 40 points, you shouldn't be losing games. Should at least tie. Mm-hmm. Look at Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know. The defense just has been so bad. So bad. And it's Baltimore. They're known for the defense. That's their thing. It's AFC North football. The defense is going to be gritty, hard, not easy to play against. Barring the Browns.
They are decimated as shit, though.
They are.
They're missing so many players. Like Matabuke, the D-tackle. Incredible player, very underrated. No one really knows about him. That is a big, big piece that you're missing. Not only just the pass, you're missing out of the run game. And
yes, but Mike, 44 against the Texans?
Yeah.
44?
All over that defense. Nick Chubb, bro, he's got one leg. Was running all over the. Did you see his touchdown run? You have to.
I'll look it up.
Because you watch it, you're like, yo, how is he scoring? Number one, how is he outrunning people? I give him so much respect because he's been such a good back in this league for such a long time.
Yeah,
dude, he looked like Eddie Lacy running the ball out there.
Yeah, Eddie.
Dude, he looked fat and slow. I don't know.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, all right, and get into our mortal locks, Mike, do you have anything to say on this Mark Sanchez situation? Like, holy
freaking idiot!
Yeah,
he just ruined his life. He's gonna face 1 to 6 years in jails.
Absolutely.
In
jails. Well, maybe jails, maybe multiple jails. You never know.
It's so. We talk about this here and there. It's like when you're a professional athlete, all you have to do is not screw up. You're getting paid so much money. Again, even if he retired and wasn't even a broadcaster commentator, he would still be so fine. He'd be chilling.
He could have gotten rid of his whole playing career and just being, what is he, Fox or CBS? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. NFL play-by-play caller in the NFL on big games. That's enough. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Yeah. That's just stupid. Like, did
you see the video?
I did not. There's a video out?
Dude, he like comes around the corner and he's like holding his side. He's belligerent. And he's just walking.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't feel it. And he got stabbed multiple times.
And he got maced.
Yes, that too. Witnesses were saying that he was the aggressor.
Yeah.
All because he said to a truck driver, he cannot park there. I didn't know that. Are you the parking authority now, Mark Sanchez?
Fuck the parking authority.
And it all comes back to the Jets. Yeah, fuck the parking authority. But like, it's like this guy's not even on our team, and he hasn't been on our team in almost 20 years, and we're still getting made fun of.
He actually was the only Jets player to get a chant on Sunday.
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, they were chanting "Free Mark Sanchez."
Oh my god, that's what this organization has come down to. People are saying "Free Mark Sanchez."
The amount of Mark Sanchez jerseys I saw at that football game was crazy. There was more Mark Sanchez jerseys at that football game than there was Garrett Wilson jerseys.
Idiots. What a disaster. It's just like funny to watch. Like it's a joke because like you're just waiting for a meme to happen. Like Aaron Glenn dancing on the sideline. Now he's in.
That was incredible, Mike.
It was
incredible.
And I could. That was my mortal that week too. Funny enough, but. Oh God!
All right. Speaking of morals, let's get into our morals.
Yeah, you got to go first, but
yeah. So I've gone 2-0 the last 3 weeks.
You're a beast.
On fire.
You're a beast.
I'm considering just continuing to take the Cowboys because I've done that 3 of the 5 weeks and it's hit every time.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Every time you take the Cowboys, it hits.
And I've hit 3 overs in a row. I think I just got to keep taking overs. You've gone. It's actually very impressive what you've done. You've picked a winning spread every single week. You're 5-0 against the spread. Unders are your thing. Unders are definitely your thing. You're 2-0. We're both 8-2. We're both up 5.2 units. The parlay lost yesterday.
Come on, dude. What the hell?
Mike, this was one of the most impressive feats that we've had from the guests. The reverse sweep. I don't think we've had a reverse sweep in the entire show.
What do you mean?
You might have had one last year.
What you mean?
The reverse sweep. He got the spread wrong, the over-under wrong, and the parlay pick wrong. He did the whole thing.
Took the Chiefs. That's such a bad pick.
Dude,
Such a casual pick, Nate.
Painful.
Get better.
Painful. But
Get better.
Anyways, we're due for a parlay pick. So we're going to have the guest picks out when the show releases like normal. If you want to be a guest pick, hit us up because we're always looking for guest picks. We usually forget to do it until we're recording, which is why we never have them on the show. So yeah, if you want to be a guest pick, please hit us up. Let's make it happen. Make sure you're subscribed though. All right. So I went 2-0 last week. You went 2-0. We're freaking hot as shit, dude.
This is probably the best start we've had for Mortals since we started doing this. This is our 3rd year now doing Mortals.
Yeah. The show's 21-13.
We're on fire.
On fire.
Like, you take out the guest picks, bro. We're both 8-2 right now. So what? We're 16-4 between spreads and
Dude, we're hot, bro.
I don't know if anyone's been tailing us or fading us. I know a couple of guys hated our picks. For
Hated
a couple
them.
Of weeks,
Well, they
hit.
Yeah.
We both went 2-0, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Did you watch the Titans game?
Mike.
Did you
the
see
Titans
how they
are the dumbest football team in the world?
Oh, no.
Dude,
the Cardinals are. Screw them. They stink.
The fumble, the interception into the fumble into the touchdown was wild.
So
we'll never see that again.
I get off the train and like I watched. I think it was like the first like 2 quarters. I was just on my ESPN watching. I think it was like 21-6. I'm like, all right, they scored a touchdown, 8.5 points is a lot of points. I have to turn my phone off. You know, I get to Allentown, I turn my phone on, and I'm scrolling through ESPN, and I'm going slow because I just want to see the first team because to see if they highlighted they won. I scroll up, Tennessee's in bold white, and I'm like 22-21. I'm like, ha! Because then Lucas was talking shit, and I'm like, screw the Cardinals. You guys suck. They always do suck. What's the saying? It's like. I forget what it was, but they stink. They're terrible. Kyler stinks. Screw the Cardinals. Tennessee, Cam Ward throws a very strange ball, by the way. Very weird throwing motion.
He has a weird throwing motion, but it's very suitable for when he scrambles. If you watch any Miami games, if you watch his Miami games, it's very similar to that, but he's very accurate.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if you probably have seen it because I think I sent it to you. His first touchdown throw in the NFL when he was running literally directly at the sideline and threw it directly to the opposite corner of the field on a dot, through a dot. Like, he's very accurate, but yes, I agree with you. Very, very, very weird throwing motion.
Throw to Calvin Ridley to pretty much get them in field goal range to win the game.
Yeah.
What an incredible throw that was, and what an incredible catch by Calvin Ridley. That's a great start for Tennessee, and that's why I took them was because – after last week's showing against Houston, and they needed to turn it back up. And Arizona was the perfect place to do it. Perfect time to bet them. I did get very lucky, but hey, win's a win. You take the points with Tennessee. I probably will not touch any of their spreads for the rest of the year, but man, that was a great win to go 2-0. Under was stamped in the Denver game too.
I actually don't hate their spread this week. All right, let's get into the picks here.
You got to
go
first.
I'm up first. So I was looking at the Cowboys line, and they're playing against the Carolina Panthers. And Rico Dowdle last week ran for like 140 yards.
200. I think he had like 200.
200? Yeah, no, he went crazy last week. And he was saying stuff after the game about how, the Cowboys know what's coming, like, blah, blah, stupid shit. And the line is sitting at 3.5. I like that line. But I also don't like that, the Panthers are slightly heating up. I don't like that the Cowboys are going to be on their second road game in a row. A lot of travel. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to stay away. If that was at 2.5, I would have taken them. 3.5, I don't want this to come down to a Brandon Aubrey field goal, and then they win by 3 and I lose by a half point. So I'm actually going to be taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3 at home against the San Francisco 49ers, who will be traveling all the way across the country with hopefully Brock Purdy at quarterback. I think if Brock Purdy plays, the Bucs win this thing by 14. If what's his name, McCorkle Jones plays, I'll be nervous. I will. He's been looking really good.
Can you go back? I thought you lost. I'm not outing you here. Did you win the over/under by a half a point, or did you lose it by a half a point?
Won it.
You won it by a half a point?
Yeah.
What was it? 33.5, and they scored 34, something like that.
Let me see.
Because I was looking, I was like, I don't know why. I thought, I was like, oh, damn, I think Muller lost that over-under, but it was 33.5. Just so I know, I want to see.
Let me see. They had... Wait, actually, you might be right. We might have got this wrong. I didn't
mean to call you out there.
No, that's good, because we got to be right here.
What was
so what I take? Let's see. You might be picking first, dude.
Well, you already picked first. You can just keep it going.
Were you going to take the Bucs?
No. I need to look because I don't know who I'm going to take.
Where is it? I did lose. I lost by a half point.
Really? Because I saw that. I was like, I thought you did, but I was like, oh, I guess you won by a half point.
No, that's right. That's right.
Damn, Muller. All right, so we are 15-3.
All right. So yep. It's all good. All right.
Damn.
So I'm still taking the Bucks. We'll go 2-0 this week. Damn, I was just working off what you texted me.
What? What, really?
Yeah. All right, I'm taking the Bucks still.
All right. So I'm on fire with. Wait, did you? Okay, I'll give you a time for the over/under. This slate is really tough this week, and I feel like a lot of dogs are gonna win. But when you're very uncertain, sometimes you have to take the underdog here. But I don't know. Like, part of me wants to lean heavy favorite this week. Part of me wants to just go with a dog, and just a lot of strange games, and I feel like that spread is so low, dude. Like,
which spread?
I'm looking at the Buffalo game right now, and they're -3.5, and I also think Green Bay 14.5. If it was at 13.5, I think I'd stamp it, and it probably will move down. It's just you don't know, because a lot of these guys, they have injured quarterbacks, and they can just come out any given day and just go crazy. I'm stumped. I kind of want to take the Birds. I think they can come back and just dominate the Giants, but on Thursday night in New York, I don't know. You know what? I like Atlanta a lot, but I think I'm just going to take the Bills -3.5. I think after that loss against New England, I believe Atlanta is coming off of a bye week, so they're going to be rested. But if you're just comparing the teams, I just think the Bills are much better. And 3.5 points, that seems like a very low spread. Again, this is a tough slate this week. I'm not really certain, but I'm going to take Buffalo with that.
All right, I don't hate that.
Very low spread.
Yeah, so my over/under, I'm actually going to take the Denver and Jets over 43. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that to myself again. But I am going to take the Eagles and the Giants over 41.5.
Okay.
I think that, the Giants had a tough week this week. It's going to be a learning week for Jackson Dart. I think he's going to come out. He's going to be throwing dots all over Philadelphia. I think the Eagles have to come out and have a statement game based off everything that's happening behind closed doors right now. I think they're going to come out on offense with a vengeance, probably put up like 35. I'm taking the over 41.5. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, that's why I want to take the Birds, like, with the spread, because the Giants did just lose to the Saints, but they also I might change. I don't know. I don't know. Let me pick my over under real quick, and I might think about it. A lot of things.
Which one's speaking to you, Mike?
There's one that was speaking to me, and I might take it. That over under is really low, but jeez.
Do it.
You know what? I think there's going to be a show on Monday night.
I was looking at that one too.
Are going to put on a show.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too.
I'm going to take the over in the Bears-Commanders game.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I think the Caleb, Jaden Daniels, I think people they're forgetting that this is going to be a big matchup. I'm going to take the over in that game. It's
49.5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout.
No, I like that one, and I agree with you. I think that both quarterbacks have to come out and kind of show out a bit. 49.5. Let's make it happen. I'm
going to change.
You're going to change? What are you taking, Birds?
I'm going to take the Eagles -7.5.
All right.
You know what? Pops has always told me never change, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That for some reason, that Buffalo Atlanta spread, it seems like a trap, and I think I need to get myself out of it. It's like the cheese, like that one's got the cheese, and I'm going to take the Birds -7.5. Hopefully, I don't get screwed by that half a point, but they got to play better, and
they have to.
I'm just going to go with the heavy favorite here. I think that the Giants are so depleted at receiver without Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a Saquon Barkley game. They're going to go crazy. Take the Birds.
All right. Do you have a money line pick?
I'll take the Eagles as well. I'll take them as my money line.
Jesus.
So I'm just gonna ride everything on the Birds. If they lose to the Giants, oh my God, Philly's gonna lose. Philly's gonna burn down the city, especially with the Phillies looking like the team that we thought who they always were. Whatever.
Bad.
God, I always forget that saying.
Bad.
But yeah, bad frauds. They are frauds. Obviously, if you're a Mets fan, you can roast me all you want, but the white boy fraternity guys will never win you a World Series.
No,
the series is over.
Yep.
The Dodgers never skip a beat.
Nope.
It's never a doubt with them.
Yep. All right, I'm taking the Cowboys money line.
All right, so we got both NFC East teams to win on the money line.
Yep, and then we'll have the final leg of the parlay out when this drops from our guest picks. So just recapping, Mike is on the Philadelphia Eagles -7.5 and the over 49.5 in the Chicago Bears-Washington Monday night game. I'm on the Tampa Bay Bucks -3 versus San Francisco and the over 41.5 in the Philly versus Giants showdown on Thursday night football. Yeah, so we got a lot riding on Thursday night. We got a little bit riding on Monday. We spread out the love this week.
I didn't tell you this either, but I think I've won every single Thursday night game in my spread pool. That's another one that I've stayed away from for a while because of that reason. But I had
Thursday nights were your thing when we first started the show. You were hot on Thursday nights.
I had San Francisco against the Rams with the spread. Who was this Thursday night? Or no, that was last week was Seattle and Arizona. I took Seattle. They were dogs. Stupid Vegas. Very dumb. So we're gonna dive into the Thursday ordeal and see what's happening.
Yeah, no, I like that. But
long show today.
Long show. It was a good show. Very fun show. When we get together and we're in person, we just start ripping.
It's been nice to. It was nice to get back in person. Got the mics here. We got our great setup.
This is insane. The setup. I wish you guys could see it. It's insane. We might have to take a picture and post it because it's wild.
Yep.
But yeah, remember, follow, subscribe, comment. Let's get a lot of subscribers going. We're doing donations. We're going to be giving out a lot of giveaways. We got a Pittsburgh Steelers player signed picture that we're going to be giving away shortly. If we get to 500 subscribers, we will do it now. If we get to 500 subscribers at the end of the season, we'll give away a jersey. Let's just hit the subscribe button. I don't know why I'm rambling right now. Hit the subscribe button. It's very simple. It's right there. Just click, 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 and let's get this thing all the way up. You know what I mean, Mike?
Yep.
All right. Well, see ya.
Peace.